Hey guys, Brian Fisher with Edge Fitness. I hope your Tuesday is off to a great start here, and to help it go even better again today, we're going to be hitting on some nutrition ideas for you. One in particular, having a conversation with a client earlier this week already, and talking about some body composition change as one of their goals, looking at wanting to lose some body fat. So a lot of different strategies of how to do that. One of the first kind of fat loss strategies that we want to try and focus on, if this happens to be one of your goals, is how much protein are you getting in, okay? We talk about the basics of nutrition, making sure that you're getting whole unprocessed foods whenever possible, okay? Always trying to focus on that, being as close to that as you can, getting them in the right portion sizes. Palm for protein. This person asked a really good question of, is it just this or is it this as well? Yes, you want to look at the whole hand, but at least that palm size, your palm, not mine, so specific to you. Much easier than taking a scale out of your bag or carrying it around with you to the grocery store, to restaurants if you're going there, and at home using those different tools that, those are kind of those level 3 strategies. You can go there for a period of time, but you're getting ready for a competition, whether an aesthetic kind of bodybuilding, figure competition, something like that, or another sport competition where you really need to be primed and you get to those level 3 strategies. Most of us want to jump up there because we want those body comp changes, our goals to be met as quickly as we can. We want to nuke them in the microwave. But what we need to do is bring them down to where we are at and what we're ready, willing, and able to do, and what we're ready, willing, and able to do at that moment for the long term. That changes as we get better at those habits and we build on them. We can take on more as we're ready, willing, and able to do more, but we can't just jump right up to those level 3 strategies and expect level 1 habits to sustain level 3 strategies. It just doesn't work. There's too much of that gap. So we close that gap, bring it down to what we can do. And one of those first things is, how much protein are you taking in? So whole unprocessed protein sources. Getting that protein in the right amount, where if your body comp change is your goal, you're looking at for sure 1, if not at least 2, for both men and women, within your meals, okay? So getting that protein in, what that does is helps to signal to the body that, hey, we're getting enough in to maintain the muscle tissue, which we want to maintain. One of the things we look at on the InBody scale is it gives us our basal metabolic rate. That is what we need to maintain the amount of lean body mass that we have at that point in time, and we can track that. So if we get below that, our body starts to chip away at our muscle tissue because it's more expensive to maintain that. And if we're not meeting our minimum balance kind of in our body bank account for intake, just to keep everything functioning on the inside, not even your activity levels, not the thermic effect of food, the energy it takes to break down and digest your food each time you eat something. If we're not hitting that minimum balance, well, our body's got to try to meet us where we're at, and it gets rid of, if times were tough, oh man, we got to get rid of our Netflix subscription, oh, we got to get rid of this magazine, if people still have those, and newspaper subscriptions, and all these other kind of higher, more luxury, if you want to call them that, or discretionary spending. We kind of get rid of some of those things. We keep our priorities. Our body has to do that same thing. It's got to get rid of those higher, more expensive, cut back on the cable bill type of thing, and it usually eats away at that muscle tissue. So as we lose that, if we stay above that basal metabolic rate, okay, I'm getting kind of technical there, but stay with me. If we can stay above that level, that helps us to preserve our muscle tissue. Taking in more protein while we're trying to change that body composition helps to preserve that muscle tissue even more, signaling the body to say, hey, this is important, keep this because we've got enough of this protein coming in to maintain that, along with signaling it from kind of the outside of with our strength training and more anaerobic kind of metabolic strength training coming in to signal, hey, we're using this muscle tissue while getting enough in to still maintain it. Let's tap into these other sources of fat, getting those to come down, with that positive body composition being the outcome from those behaviors. So focusing on those behaviors. Again, whole unprocessed foods with our protein sources, whether it's plant or animal based. If it is either one of those, Ideally more organic, cage-free, free range, grass-fed when possible. If you're not able to do that, get the best that you can to make sure you're getting in those 1 to 2 palms for your portion size, and then eat it mindfully. That's another one of those basic things. So when you do eat something, whatever it is, protein, carbs, fat, but in this case that protein, be mindful of how much you're getting. Really look, is this the right portion size? Why am I taking this in? What are my goals? Kind of tie that in to then be aware of your hunger, satiety, and fullness cues to help you make those right choices. How full? Wow, I do feel fuller longer when I eat those two portions of protein, those 2 palms for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. I don't have some of those cravings, some of those other roadblocks that can potentially hinder our goals working towards that body composition change, again, if that's your goal. So keep in mind where you're at with that protein and why we need to have that, all right? If you guys have questions on these, we'd love to come alongside you and help you out with that with some nutrition coaching as well as our fitness coaching. But one of the other ways that we can do that is to make sure that you don't forget to subscribe and share so you and your family, friends can keep up on these great tips and resources that we try to share so you can take those next steps forward on your health and fitness journey. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.